The Dummies Guide to Virtual Wholesaling Real Estate. What is up, guys? Zach in here.
Rick in here.
And in today's video, we are going to give you a complete guide on what to do in virtual wholesaling real estate when you're a complete beginner. You know, remember back in the old days, you bought the Dummies Guide for computers and all these things, but really, this is going to be the Dummies Guide for virtual wholesaling. You don't know anything about virtual wholesaling. You want to start getting your first wholesaling real estate deal and really understand virtual wholesaling. This will be the video for you. And so the first thing you have to understand about virtual wholesaling real estate is the definition. It is like wholesaling houses, but you're just doing it virtually. You are literally doing it over the phone or over a computer. So everybody knows traditional wholesaling real estate, right? You find a motivated seller, you get the property under contract, and then you sell that contract to a rich landlord or house flipper, and then make that assignment fee, baby, that money. In virtual wholesaling, the only big difference is when we meet with the seller, we actually just do it over the phone and we call and we get pictures of the property. The contracts are done virtually, and then we call to get pictures of the property. We get the cash buyers through. That's honestly the only big difference. We're just not physically there. So if I live in Sacramento, California, I'm not getting any deals here. I can go virtually wholesale in another great market. I might do Chattanooga, Tennessee. I might do Columbus, Georgia. But I can do this process virtually. It can be a great way for me to make money when I'm not in a good wholesaling market or if I'm international.
Let's talk about the best list for virtual wholesaling. The reality is you've got to find lists with the highest motivated sellers. And honestly, the best lists to go to are going to be your government list. These are lists that you're going to reach out to your local county, your city, and your local courthouses for the highest motivated list. If you want to learn more about these, go to freewholesaling.com. But like code violations, perfect example, people that have violations against their house that do not meet city codes, they get a nasty letter on their door, mailed to them, and they got 30 days to fix it. If they don't fix it in 30 days, they can get up to fines of $100. Guys, this creates massive amount of motivation. Listen, these lists are free, but you're going to have to earn to get these lists. You're going to have to put in time and energy, and you're going to have to be extremely patient. Guys, government lists are the key to getting the best niche list for virtual wholesaling.
And I mean, remember, guys, you can't drive for dollars. You can't reverse drive for dollars while you're doing virtual wholesaling. So we really need to stick to the lists that are working. And so you're right, government lists do work. So the next one is going to be like the tax liens and tax delinquencies. Basically, all I got to know about these lists are these are people not paying their taxes. So they're a great one to be going after. If you want to learn how to do it, just go to freewholesaling.com.
Another great list are probates. And these are basically lists of people that have passed away that owned real estate, and they are accumulated at your county probate courthouse. All you got to do is usually stop by there, make a call or a request. You're going to have to work to get this list. But guys, these are houses of people who've passed away. They usually leave somebody in charge called a petitioner or the executor. And that person is in charge of either keeping the property, fixing it up, or selling it. That is the person that you want to have direct connection with. They have the same power as the person who passed away. Go out and get probates. They are some of the best, most motivated lists you'll ever encounter in wholesaling.
Now, if you want to add extra volume, especially for your list in virtual wholesaling, I'd probably do like high equity lists on a paid service like listrei.com, which is PropStream. You can pull the vacant properties. There's so many properties you can pull on listrei.com. But if you want to get a bunch of volume and you don't do government lists, PropStream is another great place to do it. Now, when you're going out here and you get these lists, a lot of these type of lists, you're going to have to get their phone numbers if we're going to text or call them. Now, this is a process called skip tracing when you're virtually wholesaling real estate. The best way to skip trace when you have no money at all, when you're broke, is just use a website like truepeoplesearch.com. On top of this too, there is a new free service that is absolutely amazing. It's called cyberbackgroundchecks.com. It's way better than True People Search, but it's not as proven for as long of a time. So I definitely check out those two websites if you want to find somebody's phone number for free. On top of that too, you can use a paid service to get somebody's phone number. Honestly, all the services we ever talk about, smszack.com, zachdata.com, and listrei.com, they all have their own paid skip tracing bulk service inside of them, and they're all really amazing.
So the next step is actually reaching out to the sellers and making contact with them. This is what we call our marketing channels. And you have a wide selection here, but what I want to do is break down specifically for virtual wholesaling, which ones actually work and the ones that you want to implement in your virtual wholesaling. The first one you have is cold calling. It's exactly what it sounds like. It is old school. It works. And the main thing is you have to skip trace these numbers. We already talked about how to do that. So you're cold calling, you're going to reach out to them. And remember, you're looking for people who have an interest in selling their house. You have to have a high quantity number to make this work. So seek out if they have interest in selling the house, and then you can go through qualifying them. You have to be extremely disciplined and you've got to get through all these leads. Cold calling, honestly, is one of the most efficient ways, especially virtually, because you don't have to leave your house. You don't have to get on a plane, and you don't even have to look at the property. This is how you contact your sellers. The next most efficient way is through what we call SMS texting. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's actually using cold call, but you send out mass texts. Now, you can do it on your phone, but a lot of people use software services. You can use smssack.com, and it is a systemized, organized approach and uses some AI technology so you don't come out as a spam call. And honestly, it is perfect, both these scenarios, if you're a one-person army and you're doing this by yourself, because it gives you the scalability and it allows you to reach as many home sellers as possible from the comfort of inside your own home. This is what virtual wholesaling is all about.
And then also, you don't have to pay for SMS text blasting. You can just text sellers from your phone. Like, you can do 20, 30 of them a day. Like, so don't feel like you have to pay for this, right? Cold calling and SMS can be free if you want to do it like that. And then the other type of marketing channel you can do in virtual wholesaling we recommend is something what we call digital bandit signs. We absolutely love digital bandit signs because digital bandit signs are basically those "We Buy Ugly Houses" signs you put on the road, but you're putting them on the internet. You can post Craigslist ads that cost no money. You can go inside of Facebook groups with tens and heck, hundreds of thousands of citizens inside of a city and see if they're looking to sell their property for cash. It's a great inbound lead strategy that costs no money at all. If you want to learn how to do it, it's in freewholesaling.com. You can use AI to get these inbound leads as soon as possible. Now, the biggest question I always get is like, how do I close the seller, right? I'm marketing, I'm getting the deal, all these things. How do I close it during virtual wholesaling versus the regular process? It's pretty simple. You take your phone, you call them, you see if they're ready to sell the property. And once they're ready to sell the house, you use a good cop, bad cop closing rate. You can just do a regular low ball. Whatever type of closing you like doing, you just mention an offer, mention what my partner might want to buy it for, and see what price works for them. From there, when they agree to sell the property, you can send them over a contract using a website like DocuSign to send that agreement over. Now, if you want to learn exactly what my scripts are, what exactly I say, and heck, get in my perfect virtual wholesaling contracts, again, broken record here, go to freewholesaling.com. But the main thing you need to understand, this is super important. When you mention an offer to a seller and they accept it, you need to stay on the phone. You have to say something like, "Hey, Mr. Seller, that's great. $120,000 works for me too. What I'm going to do, stay on the phone with me. What's your email? I'm going to send you over an agreement right now. Let me know when you see it in your email." When you let time go by and say, "I'm going to send you the email," and then you end it and then hopefully and just pray that they go sign it, it's not going to do well. You're going to have to be annoying and stay on the phone while you're giving them the contract, or they're going to have some objections when you're not on the phone and they're just going to ghost you. So stay on the phone when you give that offer. Make sure they sign that contract. Let them know that me and my partner, we're going to go buy the house and we're going to go see it in the next coming weeks. Now, a lot of people get the objection like, "You live in Florida. How are you going to buy my deal in Minnesota, right?" Oh, and then most people flip out. They're like, "Oh, I don't know what to do," right? Guys, calm down, chill out. The best answer to that objection is, yes, I do live in Florida. I am not locally in Minnesota, but I'm not looking to buy houses in Florida. It's way too crazy here for prices. You can use like a little joke, like, "I don't want to deal with hurricanes." What you need to do instead is just say, "But my partner's in Minnesota and that is who I'm buying houses with. So of course, I'm not dumb. Of course, I need to go by and see the house with my own eyes, but it's going to be my partner who does it because I trust him. If we both have the cash, is that going to affect me buying the property if I'm in Florida and my partner's locally there in Minnesota?" There's no way you can lose when you have a great handling of that type of objection. Then you get the deal under contract. And we go back to dispositions and selling that contract. Once you do that, you're just going to get pictures of the property and get somebody to walk through, take pictures and videos. I get asked all the time, Zach, if I have no money, how do I get pictures of the house done, right? Well, it's going to be a very tough task. I ain't going to lie. If you absolutely are broke and you have no money at all and you want to get the pictures done, first, you can ask the seller to send you pictures. Not my favorite option, but it is an option. You can cut a realtor in for a deal. Maybe they're going to bring a buyer, and then if they bring the buyer through, you can agree for the realtor for them to get their first right of refusal. They can take pictures in exchange for that. Or honestly, you can just find a JV partner who's local in there that's going to go in and take the pictures with you. But remember, with that strategy, you're probably getting up half the deal. So yes, it is free to get the pictures, but you are paying something in exchange for that. Now, what we prefer to do is just find somebody on a Facebook group, on Craigslist, to take like 70, 75 pictures and a video of the property, or hire like a BPO or a photography type service that's really cheap just to go take pictures of the house. I'm just telling you the honest dang truth. That's better than giving up half your deal.
And that might cost you $50 or $75, but remember, half your deal is a significant amount of money when you can get a basic service done by trying to find someone for 50 to 75 bucks.
And then like what we said before, if you're going to go show a cash buyer the property, you can use that realtor, you can use that photographer just to show the house through. You can use that JV partner, whatever you want, to help facilitate the walkthrough with the buyer. Then from there to find cash buyers, it's the regular old way. Either going to cold call the cash sales on PropStream, or you're going to cold call the for rents. We are not making it super complicated here. And then after the walkthrough, we get the assignment of contract done, and boom, we get the check. Guys, virtual wholesaling real estate, it's really simple. I know we made it look simple in this video, and it is honestly that simple when you really want to break it down. But if you do want kind of an expanded, like 1-2 hour complete breakdown of everything we said, I know we kind of said some things a little faster. You can just go to freewholesaling.com, our free wholesaling course.
Guys, listen, virtual wholesaling is a great way to get started in wholesaling, especially if you're in a market that is heavily saturated, you know, like a Miami, San Francisco, or Manhattan. Remember, just because you live there, you can choose to invest in the market you want. The challenge is learning the local real estate market, which takes a little bit of time, but once you do it and you get a feel for it, you'll quickly adapt to it. You'll find out what cash buyers are paying and use your wholesaling system. You are not stuck. You're not a victim of where you live. You can choose any market you want, but you're going to have to put the work in it. It is up to you.
Exactly. So if you're looking at getting virtual wholesaling, make sure you go to freewholesaling.com or free wholesaling course. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and we'll see you soon. This is Zach Ginn signing out.
Rick Ginn signing out.
Have a blessed one.
See you guys.